This is Modern Photo Solutions, helping you find modern solutions for life's photographic journey. Taking you from photo overwhelm to photo fabulous in just a few taps. Your story matters. It's time to start telling it. Hey everyone, welcome to Modern Photo Solutions. I'm Steph Clay and I'm here today with Tangie Baxter, who can be found at tangiebaxter.com. And Tangie is kind of, you do everything, right, Tangie?
It seems like it, huh?
Yeah. Tangie is an art journaler and she teaches classes on art journaling and junk journaling and really cool things like that. She recently taught at Pinners and I got to go to her class there, and she's really an amazing teacher. She also has classes online and has designed digital scrapbooking products. Do you still have digital scrapbooking products available, Tangie?
Yes, I do.
I thought you did.
Yeah, still doing that at my shop and at the lily pad.
Okay. The-lilypad.com.
Yep.
And then tangiebaxter.com is where people can find all your stuff.
Yes.
Related to you.
All the adventures.
Yeah. Recently we got together and had a discussion about photos, and you told me that your photos were a mess, which I was shocked about.
Me too. Because I'm like an organizing person. I love to organize, but my photos, I was in what you call photo overwhelm big time. It was so out of control that I just didn't ever even want to look at it. Ever.
Yeah. And I had no idea, but I was excited. Like, yay, I'm so glad you're overwhelmed with your photos.
Yes, so you could teach me. Yes. So, but now that's not the case anymore. So I'm excited to talk, to you about that today. So
I'm excited to hear about it, and I'm excited for our listeners to hear about it too, because I sent you a beta version of the Google Photos class. It's called the Photo Fabulous First Step is what it's called. I'm like, hey, yes, Photo Fabulous First Step, and that's the free class that is on modernphotosolutions.com. And you did that class, and I was really surprised. Let's share with our listeners what happened.
When I took the class?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, so I got the app and I just got started, and I was really scared because I've always just been so scared. I don't understand where my pictures are, right? So I pay the 99 cents a month or whatever to have massive storage on my iPhone, but I've never looked in there to find out where the cloud is on my phone. But I upload them to Dropbox, but they're just all going in one huge folder for years. And so they're just not organized. So anyway, I was just really scared, but you told me that it wasn't going to delete my photos or anything crazy. So I just downloaded it, and it was amazing to watch it start organizing my photos. It was really like one of those moments where you think, how many other things in life are this easy that we just put off, that we just don't have that tool or whatever to make our lives better. So anyway, it was just amazing to see it start organizing my photos. And as you know, I mean, we're big Disney fans, over here. And I kept telling my husband, like, if I could get organized, I could watch my daughter grow up at Disneyland, right? Like, make this movie or have this slideshow and just watch her grow up there, because she just turned 19 yesterday, and we've taken her since she was 3 months old. So anyway, it's been so fun to see Google Photos organize all of that, and then have Sissy put all the movies together.
Yes.
And all those kind of things. And some of them are quite funny, and I need to go through, and someday I'll, pick a movie and kind of edit it. I don't have time to do that right now, but it's just so fun, even if they're kind of silly, some of them, the pictures that she picks.
Yes.
But I'm glad that I have it at all, right?
Yeah.
So that's been amazing for me, and it really has been life-changing. And, and I've told you this, sometimes I'm over Instagram at this point right now, because I'm having too much fun at night, just like relaxing. I open up Google Photos and see what Sissy's been making for me, and like seeing all the faces that she recognizes in my photos and tagging those, so that I can can play. So can I share one more thing about it that it's helped
Yes.
me with? So my daughter's leaving to serve a mission for our church, and so we're going to do a big, huge family reunion at Disneyland next week. And so at day 21, I wanted to do a countdown and text it to everyone in our family.
Fun.
All the cousins and aunts, uncles, everyone. And it's been so nice because I could not have done that if I didn't have Google Photos, because I can just go in there and I type in either Disneyland or Anaheim. Sometimes you have to type in Anaheim, but to type in, Disneyland 1990, 1999 or 2005, and just see those pictures come up. And then I've been able to pick one or two pictures every day and send them to the whole family. And so for me, it's just been so fabulous to be able to have those memories at my fingertips, right on my phone, even the photos that are on my hard drive. It's
Yes, because
amazing.
you did end up loading everything. 40,000 photos, I think you told me from
Yeah, at
your.
least. Yeah. The initial first folder that I did was almost 40,000, and then I had a whole nother folder. So I should go look, but I think I probably have 45,000 pictures in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun. So I love it. I'm loving it. It's like the best thing ever.
I totally agree.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that you feel like you're conquering your photos.
Yes. Well, and I'm actually using them.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually enjoying them. We shouldn't be stressed out by, when we're there, we shouldn't stress out about the camera either. I'm a big believer in that. Like, I don't want to have the camera in front of my face the whole time we're at the
Yeah.
family reunion. But then even the pictures that you do have, you come home and you stress because they're not organized or whatever. And I think that's kind of sad. Like, they're almost a burden, all that weight or something. And so to have them all organized for me is just amazing, so I can actually enjoy those memories again.
That's so good. Did you link Google Drive with your Google Photos so that they're organized by folders too, or have you not done that step yet?
Um, I have no idea.
Okay.
I
You
don't know
probably
if I
didn't
have
do
or
it then.
not. Yeah, no. I mean, it is linked to my Google Drive.
Okay.
So but I haven't actually gone into Google
check
Drive to
it.
look at my photos. I've just been playing with them on my phone.
Yes.
Because, as you know, I already work a bajillion hours a week at my computer. So I've been doing all the fun stuff on my phone.
For
So I
sure.
don't want to
And
spend one more minute here.
yeah, and accessing them in files and folders in Google Drive, it's not as fun for sure as in the app. And there's so many more things that the app does. It's just there organized chronologically for you if you needed them that way. And some
Oh,
people
that's
do
cool.
love that. Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
it
didn't know
takes
that.
time
Well,
to
I'll have to check
sync.
that out.
Yeah, it takes time to sync and to show up that way, but I'm sure, in the next while they'll be there for you if you need them
Yeah.
that way.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, we have so many questions. I have so many questions about Google Photos, and I'm excited to have you here today to share
To
your
share my limited
opinions.
knowledge, however passionate it is, right?
Yes,
It's so exciting. So fresh perspective.
exactly. And there are some of these questions that you've had as well, but then you also, because you've already done it and all of your photos are synced up, you're going to know answers to some of this stuff too.
Awesome.
So
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. Yeah. The first one that I wanted to start with is a question that I got this morning on Instagram. Oh, there it is right there. And it was by the K Crew. And she says, I'm on module 3 of the class. My photos are syncing. It really does all sound amazing. However, my fear down the road is Google Photos will go away. We loved Google Reader and that went away. Technology is ever changing, so we're used to it, but something as precious as our memories, are you worried about this at all? And okay, yeah, I have thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Of course, it's something that I am worried about. Absolutely, because companies do come and go, and Google does change their mind on products, just like you mentioned. So that's why I back up to multiple locations. All of my photos are in multiple locations, and I do have all of my photos now in 2 different cloud locations, Dropbox and Google Photos. And just in case Google changes their mind, then I have them in different places. I won't lose access to them. If Google Photos were to shut it down, I think that they would give us time to get our photos out of there, and they might even just leave it there but not support it anymore or not update it anymore. I think maybe is what would happen. But I think the likelihood of that happening is small simply because they're monetizing it. And the products that Google monetizes, they tend to keep around. So for instance, Gmail is one that's free for most people. However, if you're getting a lot of email, I have to pay for extra space on Gmail. I have to pay for extra space in Google Drive because I use it too much. There are certain products that you do have to upgrade and pay for. And Google Photos is the same way. They've figured out a way to monetize that. And so I think that it will be around for a while. What do you think, Tangi?
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I mean, I'm definitely worried about it. I know that the people who were Picasa users, which, they phased out and changed to Google Photos, they were able to help transition that. So I really think with the power that Google has, and now that there's Google phones and everything, I mean, this is how they're managing the photos. I don't know that they'll ever, unless they go out of business, right? That they're not
Right.
going to support photos in some way and allow us to transition to whatever is new. I mean, technology is changing so fast that I'm not under any delusion that it won't change in the future. But I think that just accepting that and knowing that whatever happens in the future with technology, we're going to be able to transition just like we all are right now. I mean, I just uploaded 45,000 photos from my very first little grainy digital camera in 1999 or whenever that was. So,
Yeah.
or whenever that was, I don't
2000
remember.
probably.
2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they're hilarious. The photos are hysterical because they're so grainy. But um, I just feel like as we move forward in technology, things will become obsolete. But I honestly think we'll have a better advantage having everything stored with a company like Google as opposed to just even, anywhere else on our hard drives or wherever. So I have mine in Dropbox as well, and I have mine in the Apple in the cloud there as well. So I'm worried, but I'm not too worried, if that makes any
Yes,
sense.
I
I'm just
totally agree.
enjoying it for what it is right now because I wasn't enjoying my photos at all earlier. So,
And that's one of the things that I was thinking too. Even if it does go away, I'm so grateful for the things that I've been able to see and that Sissy's dug up for me and brought back to my memory. And
yes.
because she's shown them to me that I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Yeah.
I've got almost 100,000 photos
Wow.
backed up into Google Photos now. Yeah, there's no way I was looking at all of those photos.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
am now. I'm seeing a lot of them and it's really fun. And so for me, it's worth the risk because that payoff is so big. I honestly, here's something that I've been thinking about this week as I've been sitting back and observing some of the changes that are being made. I think the first company that we'll see leave photos is actually Dropbox because they used to have a carousel app that did a lot of the same similar things that Google Photos did, and they just couldn't make it work that well with
Mhm.
Dropbox. Dropbox doesn't work that well with the new saving storage, saving space on your phone feature that Apple introduced a while back. It doesn't work that great with that. Every time I access a photo, it thinks that it's a new photo and uploads it again, and it's just kind of a pain. And so I think either Dropbox is going to have to really put some money into photos, or they're going to have to just back out and say we're not going to do camera uploads anymore. We're not going to, just because it's starting to cause more problems, I think, than they are being benefits. It'll be interesting to see, but that's who I think will leave the photo space first if people are going to be leaving.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm right.
You usually you usually are, Steph.
On some things, yeah. Okay, the next question that we have was on Instagram too, and it was from T. Stephen Lundquist. Do you want to read that one, Tangi?
Yes, let me go
I know that
down
was kind of
here.
a spur of the moment. I didn't even ask you that before.
No, it's okay.
Put you on the spot.
How do you get a photo from Google Photos into Instagram? says that's probably a really dumb question, but I seriously have no idea. Well, I don't think it's dumb because I was frustrated to tears with that. You want me to answer this one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I didn't realize. So when you're in Google Photos, I'm just gonna click over here really fast so I can make sure I'm saying this right.
Yeah.
There's a button that let's see there. So in the lower left hand corner, there's a little paper share button with the arrow that's pretty common. It's a pretty common icon. If you click on that, it will have all kinds of ways that you can share your photo. And one of them is save image sometimes. So this is what I didn't realize until later is if that save image isn't there, it means that the photo's already on your phone somewhere. And so you have to go find it on your phone. It won't let you save it again if it's already on your phone, which is kind of great so that you're not, again, using up all this space on your phone in your storage on your phone. So that's awesome. But it took me a while. So you just save the image, and then when you open Instagram, it's just right there in your, it'll come up in your photo albums to choose from.
Yes.
So
yeah, there's not actually an option in Google Photos to share to any social media.
Right.
Because, they do their own thing. They march to the beat of their own drum over there at Google. So there's not that option, but that is a workaround. And it's a pain, I know, because I've had that problem too, where I'm like, I don't know where this picture is on my phone, but I want to share it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But there you have it. That is the exact way to do it.
Yeah, that's how just save it to your phone.
Yes.
So,
and then if there's not a share icon available, then you have to go do a search on your phone and see.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I did, and if you really can't find it on your phone, I don't keep photos on my phone anymore now, especially now that I have this Google thing, because my phone, unfortunately, I only got the middle grade one, with storage situation. And so I just can't keep my photos on my phone. So another thing that you can do is I email it to myself.
That's a great workaround.
Yeah, you can just email it to yourself, and then it pops up in your email, and you can save it from there and then share it on Instagram. And I'm used to doing that anyway because my business, that's how I do all my social media posts, is I email them to myself. So to me, it's super fast.
That's part of your workflow.
Yeah. So
another workaround would be to take a screenshot of it. And then you could, because it's going to be lower resolution, but it's fine because you're just posting it to Instagram.
Yeah.
And so you don't need super high resolution. And you take a screenshot by pressing the home button and the power button at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Carrie. And she says, does Google Photos hold PNG files, or do you keep those on Dropbox? That's her first question. And yes, I do keep those in Dropbox because Google Photos holds PNG files, but when you download the PNG file, it does not keep transparent parts transparent. It fills those in, so it looks more like a JPEG.
So, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Thanks for asking that, Carrie.
Yeah, her next question is, I use Lightroom to upload, edit, and organize, but need a cloud backup. Can you use a program like SuperDuper, which will create a mirror drive that actually updates the changes to your main folder with a folder in Google Photos? I've had lots of questions actually about Lightroom and how to work Google Photos into your workflow. I don't know SuperDuper. I'm not familiar with that. However, if it's creating a mirror of your drive, all you need to do to have photos backed up is to have it with Google Photos is to have it watch a specific folder. So if you're making changes in Lightroom and then you're saving it to a specific folder, have Google Photos watch those folders, and then it will automatically back those up as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think that answers her question. I think
yeah,
so.
I think so.
Carrie, let me know if that didn't answer your question, and I'll try and do a better job. But I think that's what you're asking. And that's what a lot of people using Lightroom want to know. And that's how I would work it into my workflow. I've used Lightroom in the past a lot. I don't get in there hardly at all anymore. And I was mostly using it for organizing. And so I don't see myself getting in there really at all anymore now that Google Photos is automatically organizing for me. But that's how I would work it into my workflow, is if I was editing in Lightroom, I would just set up Google Photos to watch all of my folders where I'm saving photos. Most people have a main photos folder where they keep, other files and folders inside of that to organize things. So I would just have it watch my main folder to back that up. Okay. And then she said, this is kind of funny. She said, P.S. I was totally thrown off when you said your whole name and when I got an email with your name on it. Yes, I know. A lot of people were I think it jarred everybody. If you've been a listener to any of my podcasts in the past, up until now, I haven't used my last name online at all, but the online world and the offline world are more of a blur now. It's just, you can't keep it separate anymore. And so I started working online back in the day when you weren't supposed to use your last name online. And I just stayed with it. So, okay, from Victoria. She says, I have a question. Is there a way to recrop pictures that show up in movies and animations? I've had a number of them get cropped funny, so heads get cut off, and I'd love to be able to adjust where they crop. It ruins an otherwise good movie. I totally agree, Victoria. And you can edit your movies if you just tap on the movie. Let me pull one up here so I can tell you exactly how to do it. Oh, Sissy's been busy. My goodness. Okay, so you tap on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. No, not that. See, this is why I need to do it. You tap on the movie itself. And then on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a pencil icon. Ooh, it's going to start playing for you. That's where you can edit it, and you can change the theme, and usually changing the theme will make it adjust the crop. So you can set it to just like a regular theme, and that will make it so the crops aren't funky anymore. And then you can also change the order of your photos and add more photos, duplicate photos, change the music, all kinds of really cool stuff. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, you can do lots of editing with the movies. It's good. Then from Barbara, she says, I was able to back up my iPhone photos and make a couple of photo albums while that was happening. Happy! ! But I'm getting annoying pop-up messages on my iMac telling me that Google Photos couldn't back up a random number of photos, and I have to dismiss each message to get rid of it. How can I stop getting this message every few minutes? Okay, let's answer that and then we'll go on. First, on your Mac in the upper right-hand corner, you should see the Google Photos thing, and you can just right-click on that. The Google Photos icon is what it actually is. Pardon me, you don't right-click, you just click on it. And in Preferences, click on Preferences, and then you can turn off notifications so that you don't get the pop-ups anymore. But also, you don't need to dismiss every single one. I thought I needed to do that too. It just keeps... So it'll say Google Photos couldn't back up 1 photo, and then the next time it'll say 10 photos. Well, it's adding them together. It's not just... Because I was like, oh my goodness, there's so many photos that it can't back up. It's just going to keep adding on top of each other. So you don't really need to dismiss it. It'll go away on its own, but you can also turn those notifications off.
And can I tell them how to do it on Windows?
Yes.
Because I had to do that too. So if you have Windows 10 in the left-hand corner on Ask Me Anything, you can just type in turn off notifications, and a pop-up will come up, and you can just turn off notifications for Google Photos.
Perfect.
But I actually personally liked having those because then you can click try upload again, and 99% of the time the second time it was able to upload the photos. So it was really, really annoying for like 3 days while it was backing up all those photos, but I'm glad that I just left it on so I was on top of it, and I knew when it was done that every single photo had been uploaded. So it's not going to do it forever.
It won't. It's just during the uploading process. And that's
Right.
exactly what I did to Tangi. And I didn't want to turn it off for that exact same reason because I wanted to tell it to try again. Because there was no reason. I went in and checked and they were all JPEGs. They were all
Yeah.
files that Google Photos recognizes. So I don't know if there was just a little hiccup in my Wi-Fi or what was going on at the time.
That's just
But
kind of what I assumed is it was either my Wi-Fi or my computer. Like it was just too busy, because I'm working while it's doing it or whatever. So,
yeah.
but they've stopped. I mean, if I do get one, then I really do want to know because then I want it to try again. But I'm only getting maybe one every couple days
Oh, that's good.
now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mine's still working on backing up, but yeah, I'm not getting as many as I was for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they go away after a time.
They do.
But that's why they're there, so you can try again or you can turn it off.
Either way, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Another question she has is there a way to stop Google Photos from trying to back up the thousands of photos I have on my iMac? Yes, you can also click on that same notification and click on pause and it will stop. Or you can delete, uninstall the Google Photos because that's what it's for. The Google Photos uploader is to back up photos off of your computer and to upload photos off of your computer. So if that's bothering you and you don't want to have it doing that, delete it and just don't have it do that. And it won't do that anymore.
But you also won't have the photos from your computer.
Right. You won't. They won't be automatically backed up into Google Photos anymore.
Right. That would be sad.
It would be sad.
Because it's so fun later, I promise, if you can get through the uploading process,
and those notifications that are paying, yes, it's worth it.
Yes, you can type in candy corn Disneyland and every list, if in your mind that someone was wearing a candy corn shirt, 10 years ago at Disneyland, it comes right up. It's the most amazing thing ever.
It really is. And
it's insane.
So the Sunday before Halloween, I decided just to search in Google Photos on Halloween and see what past Halloweens it pulled up. And it pulled up a ton of past Halloweens, all of my kids in their cute costumes. And it was so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, also, do I need to back up the photos on my iPad? They may be different than the ones that are on my phone. Okay, yeah. If they're different than the ones that are on your phone, then I would install the Google Photos app on your iPad as well and sync those up too. And then you'll have access to all of the photos that are on all of your devices on your iPad as well. One of the questions that I've been getting is, does Google Photos store the photos inside of the app? No, it does not. So it doesn't take up, if you have, like me, 60,000 photos on my hard drive, I have way more than that, but that's how many are in Google Photos at this time. It will have almost 100,000 when it's done. So I don't have to worry about all of that filling up the memory on my phone. It's all stored in the cloud. They're just little tiny thumbnails inside my phone that I can see of the pictures. That's it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I was confused about how all that worked too, and what would happen if I let Google, because you can turn on you can turn on that setting that you can have Google delete photos that have been safely backed up.
Yeah.
And so I was just really worried about how all that worked, but it doesn't keep extra room on your phone.
Yeah.
So.
Or on your iPad if you're installing it there.
And what's really cool, what I also love about it, is it knows if you've already backed up a photo, it compares them. And so if they're exactly the same, it won't back it up again. But if you've edited it in any other app or anything, then it knows to save both the original and the edited version, which I love.
Yes, because you said that you had gone through and made copies of a bunch of your photos and put them in different locations on your computer, and it only uploaded those once.
Yeah, because at some point, I had started to try to organize and then gave up. And, and so I had exactly. And so I had 3 different folders where 2009, Christmas pictures were, but it only backed up those pictures one time.
Yeah.
And so that was cool.
The way they do it is there's a hash mark, I guess, inside the metadata of the photo. If people want to know the technology behind it, the tech part of it. There's hash marks inside the photos, and Google uses that to decide if it's the same photo or if it's something different. And so, yes, anytime you make changes to those photos, Google Photos will see it as a new photo and upload it again, which I think is good because I want to have my original and my edited. I don't want it
Yes,
to save
me
over.
too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, that's all of her questions. From Lori, Google Photos has been an awesome find for me. I would like to include photos from my husband's phone to automatically add into Google Photos. How would I set that up? If you want it to be automated and you don't want to have anybody trigger it by any actions at all, then you would need to have your husband log into the same Google Photos account on his phone. Install the Google Photos
Oh,
app on his phone and have him log into or you log in for him to the same account that you're using to back up all of your other photos.
that's brilliant.
It's the
That's
only way to
brilliant.
have it automated. If you don't want to get every single photo that he takes, some people might not, then you can set up a shared album in Google Photos that you invite him to, and then he can then manually add photos. If you're worried that he won't do that though, however, then just having him logged into the same account, having it be automated, and then deleting what you don't want might be the way to go. So that's a couple of options.
That's good to know.
Yeah. From Suzanne. Steph, I so appreciate all of the info you have shared. As I mentioned in the FB page for the app, I want to move all of my photos, all of my pictures off of my computer into Google Photos, then delete them all, and then download them from Google Photos so that I have just one copy of everything. At this point, there are probably several copies of many photos. So I would really like help with that. Currently, they're on my desktop in folders with names like from iPhone 12-15. Should I move them all into one folder? To do that, should I move one folder into another folder or just move the pics out of the folders and out of them all into one folder? Okay, I think I understand. If you're on a Mac or on a PC, this is going to vary just a little bit because I know for Macs, there are apps that you can get that will automatically search your computer for duplicate photos and get rid of so that you only have one copy of all of your photos. So that's what I would recommend for that. Instead of uploading everything and then downloading again. But on a PC, I don't know if there's a program for that. I'm sure there probably is a program somewhere for that. If you're on Mac, you can just go into the Mac App Store and search on duplicate photos, and there are some apps for that. I know that there's one that Becky Higgins' brother recommended when they were doing photo rescue with Tony. I know that he recommended one for her, so I will go research that and put that in the show notes for this show as well. PC, I'm sure that there is a program out there somewhere, but I don't know anything about them. So if you don't want, do you know something?
Oh, well, I was going to say, I don't know if Windows, I mean, I use Windows. I'm a PC person, but I don't know if there's a program, but I mean, it sounds like, well, I don't know. This is just what I would do if I was her.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
On Windows, there's a photos folder in your basic drive. Like when you click on your computer, there should be a folder for photos.
Mm-hmm.
It was called pictures, actually. And if I was her, I would just open each folder and drag all the pictures over there and move all her pictures in one folder. And normally you wouldn't do this because if you have any kind of organization, you wouldn't want to do that. But if she could get all her pictures in one place, I think that would really help her. And then when she goes to drag them over, she would know if they were the same because it will give her a warning like this picture already exists if it has the same file name. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. So I remember that from my PC days. If it has the same file name.
Yeah, if it has the same file name, it'll tell her this already exists here, and so she can skip all those.
Yes.
So she can just skip them. And then she can get everything in one folder and then have her Google app start just following that folder. And then what will be really great is in her, in Google Photos, everything, it will organize it for her. So she never has to organize it again. And then in the future, she just needs to keep dropping her pictures in there every single time. So that might be something, I mean, I don't think that would take her very long at all. I mean, if you had 30 folders, it would only take, 1 minute each folder.
Yes.
To drag everything over. So, I mean, it might take a few more minutes than that to move everything, but on a PC you can stack that so it can be moving. You don't have to sit there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I don't know. That's what I would do if I was her. I'm a little bit backwards and stuff. I know there's probably something to automate it, but that's how I would do it, just so I could personally see what was happening. And then Google will organize it for her in the future, and she never has to look in there again. Really. That's what's so crazy about this. You never have to. You can just get in Google Photos and find any picture you need
from based on the date or what was in the picture or whatever.
Yeah, well, and like you said, it will organize it by folder for you. So
yes. So if that's something that you are wanting, Suzanne, is to make sure that all of your photos are in the same folder and organized chronologically, can do that with Google Photos and Google Drive, if I'm understanding what you want to do. And so that's how I would do it, instead of uploading everything and then downloading again.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And you can do that same thing, the same steps that Tangi was taking on a Mac as well, because it gives you warnings too. So if you wanted to do it that way, you could.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and she does have Google Drive. So she has a couple more questions. Let's read the rest of this because she has something about Google Drive in here. As I mentioned before, I already had Google Drive on my iPad. And if I click on the Google Photos tab, it had some pictures that are from when we restored our house in 2008, but nothing new. I downloaded the Google Photos app and everything transferred into it. But if I open the Google Photos app, it has all of those new pictures, but only goes back to 2013. The pictures from 2008 are only accessed by going through the Google Drive app. Is there a way to consolidate them so they are in the same place? By the way, I didn't even remember that I had Google Drive, and I didn't even have a smartphone then, so the pictures were taken with my camera. I have no idea how they got there. I had actually a very similar thing happen, and this is how you fix it. Because at some point, I think it was probably when Google Drive first started accepting photos, I uploaded a bunch of photos, and they were from 2009, somewhere around there. And so I had the same exact thing. What is happening here, Suzanne, is that you haven't yet linked Google Drive and Google Photos together. And so that's why you're not seeing everything that's uploaded into Google Photos. You're not seeing it in the Drive. So I would go back into the class and find that lesson. I think it's in Module 3. Where it tells you how to link Google Drive and Google Photos together. And then you do have to give it some time to sync all of those photos into Google Drive. They aren't going to just magically, it's not that quick. You have to give it time to get there. And then you'll be able to find all of your photos that are in Google Photos in files and folders chronologically within Drive, and also those photos that you already saved into Drive will show up in your Photos app as well. Google Photos app. So I think we're good. I think we got Suzanne figured out there.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I'm sure she'll let you know if not. Then you can help her. Another show. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, from Ashley. I'm a little confused with the interaction of, here we go again, Google Drive and Google Photos. I checked the box for adding folders on Google Drive. Then on my desktop, Drive was trying to download all Google Photos to the desktop and ran out of space. I found the setting that stops syncing the Photos folder to the desktop, but are there any settings I should be aware of? Maybe that's more of a Drive question. I didn't know Drive was even syncing to the desktop. And that was another thing. When Google Drive first came out when Google Drive first accepted photos, first started accepting photos, I downloaded the uploader or the Google Drive to my desktop. So it worked a lot like Dropbox does. So everything that was in my drive was also, I could access it on my desktop. And then I too ran out of space. And so I ended up installing it, but that was forever, or uninstalling it. That was forever ago. And I'm several computers later now, and I've never downloaded it again. So I would suggest if you don't feel like you need that, I would just delete it, and then it won't be a problem for you anymore with those syncing back and forth. If it is something that you want to have on your computer, Google Drive on your computer, then yeah, having it so that it's not syncing the photos folder to your computer is probably the best option, or you most likely will run out of space on your computer. So that's that for Ashley. Okay. I'm going to pull up Instagram because I think we have a few more questions on Instagram that people sent in.
Yeah, I think there's a couple more on there.
Yeah. Okay, so from Photo Hobby Mommy, she says, I have several questions. Oh, oops, that's somebody else. Sorry. Photo Hobby Mommy said, can you select not to sync up photos from your phone and only from the hard drive locations from your computer? Okay, so if you don't want to have photos from your phone synced up to Google Photos, then I would delete the app. I think that's the only way that you can. I didn't see any options in there to not have it sync your phone photos if the app is installed on your phone.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that either. That you couldn't, that you could not do that. Because otherwise you would use the Google Drive app to access the photos that are syncing on your computer. Right?
Well, you can use the Google Photos to get
Like
on your phone.
Yeah, like if she wants to access them on her phone, but she doesn't want to sync her photos from her phone, she'd have to use a Google Drive app.
Yeah, Google Photos is actually updating at this moment as we speak on my phone.
Oh, that's funny.
I know, isn't it? So I can't get in there now to check and see if there's a setting to not sync, but I don't think that there is. I don't think that you can just use it like as a drive. That's basically what. And I think if you just wanted to access the photos on your phone to download them to your phone, then it would be a drive thing. But when you get into Drive on your phone, I don't think it shows thumbnails in there with the photos. I think it just is the names of the photos.
Okay, so sorry, I just interrupted you, Steph.
You're fine. Go ahead.
I was like zoned out for a second because I got into settings on mine.
Yeah.
And you actually can turn off backup and sync.
Okay, good.
So there you go.
There you go. You can do that. And then just have it as a one-way.
Yeah, so you go to you click on the 3 bars on the left-hand corner.
The hamburger icon.
The hamburger icon. Yes, and then you go under settings and you can turn off under backup and sync. You can turn it off.
Perfect. There you go. Okay. Sorry, I got out of there and now I need to get back in there. Watch Instagram be updating now too. No, it's not. Okay, so then she had another question. Can you clarify about deleting? If you delete from Google Photos, will it delete from your phone and or hard drive location? Okay, if you delete a photo from within the Google Photos app on your phone, it will delete the photo from your photo stream, like the photos, the Apple iCloud photo library app on your phone. It will delete it from both locations, and then it will also delete it from Google Photos in the cloud. So you will not have that photo anywhere. It will not delete it off of your computer hard drive if you also have it saved on your computer hard drive. And then she wants to know about vice versa. So if you delete it from the Google Photos in the cloud. Like if you go to in an internet browser on your computer and delete a photo from Google Photos there, it will delete it from the Google Photos app on your phone. However, it will not delete it from your iCloud photo library. So just remember, if you're deleting from the phone, it deletes it from all locations on the phone and the cloud. If you're deleting from your computer, it deletes it from the cloud. It won't delete it from your computer hard drive where you have it saved on your computer as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But I think she is also asking if you're syncing it to your hard drive, if you delete it on your hard drive, will it delete it from the app as well? So once you've deleted it from your hard drive, when it's syncing, will it delete it from the Apple or from Google Photos?
Okay. So if you are deleting it from your computer hard drive, it will not delete it from Google Photos. If you're deleting it from the Apple iCloud photo library app, it will not delete it from Google Photos. It will be safe in the cloud.
So once you've uploaded it to the cloud, you can delete your stuff off your computer.
Yes, you could. But I would recommend having it in 2 other locations before you do that.
Me too. But I'm just, because I think some people probably want to know if they can upload their photos if their hard drives are
space.
Full. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can. That's how you can do it. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, please come and leave a comment in the show post, and I'll try and make up some kind of a graphic or something that will help that. I know I'm a visual learner, so that always helps. Okay. Here's one from Writing Rhodey.
I'm excited about this question.
I haven't even read it yet, so good. It could be sketchy reading questions live.
Yeah. No, but this is a really good question, and I'm excited to know if there's an answer to it.
Okay, well, we'll find out if I have one. I hope I do. I love Google Photos, having so much fun with my photos again. I was wondering if once you do a search, say like a certain date range, and there is a way to add keywords. If there is a way to add keywords. Also, if I could take this set of photos and then download them back as a group so I can tag on my computer and keep them permanently. Thanks, and I hope this makes sense. I have told about 6 other people about you and this method. They are enjoying it too. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with all of the people that you love, because really anybody that you know that loves photos, and they might be feeling photo overwhelm. In fact, chances are they probably are.
They are.
So even if they're in the closet about their photo overwhelm, share this class with them, because most people feel it, really, honestly. Okay, so let's see. Back to her question. If you could, yes, you can search on a date range and then add keywords. I'll be honest with you though, I had a really difficult time figuring out what range, and I think I did an example of this in the class when I was talking about the project life, because most people do it a week at a time, and I show you how to do a search, and there's a specific way that you have to do the search in order to get the date range to show up correctly, and then you can actually add keywords after that. Just leave a space and you should be able to enter the keywords and have those things show up.
Steph, I think what she's asking though, because this is what I wanted to do as well. So like I was trying to find pictures of our dog that we had to have put down, and I wanted to make a collage. And so I searched for dog, because you can search for dog really easy. And then I wanted to select like 20 pictures and name it. His name was Tank. So I wanted to name it Tank, so that in the future I could just type in Tank and it would know that was Tank, if that makes sense. I think she's asking if you can add keywords to certain photos so you can pull them back up or save them as a group.
Yeah. Okay. So she did. That's the second part of her question, is if she could take this set of photos that she finds within that date range and within the keyword and then download them as a group to her computer so she can tag them on her computer. Yes, you can download those. You can take all of those photos that you find in that search and select all of them, put them in an album and download them. Or I think you can even just select them and then download them. You don't have to put them in an album necessarily. Download them and then have them on your computer and save them there. You can't, though, tag anything. Google Photos, I mean, they really are all about searching, and it won't let you tag anything.
So it won't let it. So there's no way to, at least not right now, maybe in the future, to teach it.
Exactly.
Because like I'd like, if you have, and I was thinking about people who have, you know, several animals in their home,
Right.
like 4 different dogs, and you just want pictures of your certain dog. Because you can do that with people. Obviously, It recognizes facial recognition. So maybe animal recognition will be next.
Maybe. You never
Google,
know.
if you're listening, we need animal recognition.
Yes. Or even to be able to add people to photos. Because I've had people ask me that before too, where it just, in the search, it hasn't exactly gotten people right. It doesn't add people maybe to their face where it should, and so, but you can't go in and add them to that face. It won't let us do that at this time, but maybe, hey, I just got an update, who knows, maybe.
Maybe.
No, I do think that will be something that will be coming. As I've researched, a lot of people are asking for it, and Google does allow us, there is a way to submit feedback to them, and I can find out what that is actually, and I'll leave a link to it or directions to it in the show post, because there is a way to leave feedback or feature requests for them. And so if it's a feature that a lot of people request for, then we might get to see it.
Yeah.
So that would be good.
That would be good.
Yeah. Oh, this update was only bug fixes and performance improvements, but maybe that's one of the performance improvements.
I did notice, I can't tell you how I did it now, and I don't know if it would matter when you download it to your computer, but you could edit the information of the photo. So I don't know if that will help later. Oh, add a description. But I don't know if that gets downloaded when you download the photo.
It does. It gets added to the metadata and it stays with the photo. And that is one way that you could, because even I've tested that before, and I have added stuff to a description of a photo, and then it does show up in the search.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try that again, because I thought I did do that on a couple of the, oh, well, there you go.
Did it work for you?
Well, it didn't right that minute. I was like, oh, that doesn't work. But I just typed in his name, and those 20 photos, they just came up. And okay, I've got hundreds of photos of him. So that's interesting.
Yes. And what I would be interested to see too, and I'm betting that this works, if you have photos that you've tagged, and those tags are in the metadata of the photo, say for instance in Lightroom, that's one of the things that you can have Lightroom do, is put the tags that you've tagged into the metadata of the photo, and then you upload those. Though you're still going to be able to search on those tags.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, that makes me happy, because, you know, to be able to find that. Do you want me to walk people through how you do that really fast?
Yeah.
To add information?
Yes, and then I have a really cool thing to tell you too. This is exciting. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you just click on a photo, any photo, on the bottom, there's 4 icons. If you tap the little white icon that has an eye in it, then it comes right up, and you can just start typing in a description. It also has the other metadata that's already included, including the geolocation, and just, you know, everything about the photo. So that's awesome. And I bet you could probably start teaching it that certain people are in a photo, and it will start picking those up.
Yes, I agree. So also, okay, I went into all of my faces. Have you looked through all of your faces, Tangie?
Oh yes, like I said,
my dog's in there.
I guess I was telling you that. Oh, my dog is in there?
My dog is in there. In the facial recognition, my dog is in there. And I tap on her, and all of the pictures of her come up.
Okay. I'm wondering if this is, well, my dog's not in there yet. But I wonder if that's something new.
I don't know.
And it's interesting, because I only have one dog. So you'd think that because I have, 1,000 pictures of a dog, that it will
Yeah.
pick it up. I'm sure it will at some point. Maybe. But mine's not in there yet.
Okay.
So I wonder how you taught it to do that, or if it's
I
just
didn't teach
maybe that's a
it.
new. Are you sure?
I'm positive I did not.
I'm sure there's a joke in here somewhere about teaching dog new tricks or something.
I'm going to check and make sure that I haven't added any tags or any information to the metadata on her at all, but
Well, but even if that was the case, then my dog should show up because I have done that.
True, yeah. No, nothing. There's nothing in these photos, but the funny thing is it's not every photo of her. I know I have a lot more. It's only pulling up 15 photos of her, and I know I have a lot more than that. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, well, and that's what I think this is fun about this. Again, just exploring this and playing them with this for a couple minutes every night. I mean, it's cut into my Instagram time. I only have a little while. Now I'm like on Google Photos, but to just teach it. And then I love combining, especially when it picks up, if you've got, the 50,000 photos in there or whatever, watching your kids grow up, it will create different albums of them at different age. And by combining all those faces, teaching it that it's all one person, it's really neat to just, you can scroll all the way to the end and just watch them grow up. It's amazing.
Yes. And you combine those albums by naming. So tapping on in the people, tapping on a photo of one of your kids and then naming it. And then when it sees that you have already given that name to somebody else, it'll ask you, is this the same person? Do you want to combine them? And then you say yes, and it will combine all of those photos.
Yeah.
And that helps it get smarter.
Yes. And it's amazing.
So
amazing. We just need to teach it what a churro is, and then we will be. I was specifically looking for pictures of people eating churros at Disneyland. So,
that's pretty fun.
That's the last thing. Although I just typed in churro again and it brought up fondue, so it didn't bring up anything last time.
It's getting closer.
It's always learning. I love it.
And that's what I love about the way Google Photos works, is that it is always learning, and it's not just from your photos that it's learning. It's from a lot of people's photos. Therefore, it's going to get smarter faster, which I love. Can't complain about that. Okay, Tangie, will you remind everyone where they can? Oh, you know what we need to do? Tell everyone about your big adventure you have coming up, because they're going to want to follow you.
Come follow our fun adventure, because it's all about photos, right, Steph?
It's all about photos. Well, it will be.
It will be. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So yeah, this was serendipitous that I learned about this. So we are literally in the process of selling everything we own. We live in a 3,000 square foot home, and we're keeping 8 totes. That's my limit. That's my allotment. And that has to include all my scrapbooks and art journals and everything. So we're selling everything that we own, and we're hitting the road in January. And our first stop will be for Art Journaling the Magic. So that will be fun too, at Disneyland. But we're just going to hit the road for at least a few months, if not all year. And we're either going to just hop in our car and go and start staying at some really awesome Airbnbs, or we're going to get a trailer. We still haven't decided yet. So, but we are just going to go on an adventure, and we're going to go teach art classes in people's homes. So you can invite us over and we'll come teach art, and it's going to be, I'm really excited. So
yeah, it's really cool. I think it's something that a lot of people dream about doing, but nobody ever has the courage.
Well,
or the ability in their life. You're at a good place right now.
Yes, because we only have one daughter, and like I said, she's leaving on her mission, and then all my family's moved back east, and so we have no ties here. My husband is just unhappy at his job, so everything came together for us to be able to go do this. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, we just started this account. I need to get better at updating it here pretty soon. It's at Art Journal Caravan, or you can follow us online at artjournalcaravanlive.com.
Perfect.
So that's fun. Or you can just go to tangiebaxter.com, and soon there'll be a link for that. Or follow me on Instagram at Tangie Baxter. So
okay, good. Thank you so much. And
thanks so fun.
Yeah.
Talking about this.
I'm so glad. I love it. Yeah.
Happy place.
Yeah. It's so good. Thank you for being here. And I want to remind our listeners that if you haven't taken the Google Photos class yet, you need to do that. You can text the one word PhotoFab to 44222. I believe that's the text to do it. And you'll get a direct link right to the class. Also, be sure to share the class with your friends and family members if you haven't yet, and let them know how much it's helped you begin the journey of overcoming photo overwhelm. Conquering that is so good.
It is. It's life-changing, people.
I know. You sent me that email. You're like, it really is life-changing.
I know. I'm like, let's be over dramatic here, but it's real. It's really life-changing. It's just enjoy your family and your life and your memories again. It's amazing.
It is. What could be better than that?
Nothing, really, except except enjoying the moment now that you're in it, of course. But
yes, yeah, totally. All right. Thank you again, Tangi.
Thanks.
And we will see you next time on Modern Photo Solutions.